So today we're going to take a look at a scenario where civilization starts over. We're now on episode 47 of the series, and in the last episode we saw, I believe we saw the Cold War tensions heighten. As the tensions between India and the Turkish Union are growing, and the Turkish Union gives up, it's like some of their lands over here. And I'm like half asleep making this. I barely remember what happened last episode. I do remember a Horn of Africa economical alliance with a certain country in there. And Colombia is now going into active collapse. We all love that, no? Too bad. Now I'm just gonna be done with the recap and just get started with what's actually gonna happen this episode. Now, interestingly enough, we're not gonna go over to Colombia for the active collapse. Instead, we're gonna talk about the active collapse of this country. This country is they used to be fascist as pre-World War II, and then they got wrecked. And yikes. So India's gonna take the initiative, and they're gonna be like, okay, you will fix this. Sure. And this country has basically turned to anarchy, and yeah, this country is tasked with fixing the mess that is happening right here. So, the Turkmenistan country, why I say it like that, I don't know, but the Turkmenistan country is going to push in their troops once they capture the capital, and yeah, and the anarchist country, well, the people here, it's kind of like a Myanmar, like there are there are separate factions and militias, and it's a whole mess in this country. You could call this my Myanmar, except without the genocide. Like there are lots of insurgent groups here, and so with this happening, the groups here are like, yeah, no, this is not happening. And so in the northern parts of this country, we will see an anarchist insurgent group over here pop up and want to form their own anarchist state with this one collapsing. And they are going to quickly push in and claim a lot of these areas nearby, and they even connect up with this major city and the forces up here. And you guys are like, do we keep going in? And then just like, sure, whatever. And they keep invading, and they're like, dude, uncool. And after a while, all this half of the country over here capitulates, and now they're pushing into this enclave over here, into the Aral Sea. And this is like a whole mess. So, the Turkish Union and India, despite not liking each other right now, they do agree that there needs to be some more order in this world. But yeah, eventually this country, the original anarchist state, is basically wiped out, and the new one is all that remains of this right now. And this area was just not good after World War II. And the same applies to here. What do I mean by that, you may be asking? This. And now India is starting to realize we may have messed up again with this one. As this was just a ticking time bomb, which India accidentally accelerated to this. So now these areas are going to connect up and cut off the area of the orange Siberian country, and it eventually falls over to the anarchist state. And then the forces over here are gonna meet up and push into the Communist Union. And the Communist Union is like, whoa. Okay, we don't want any war. Or, okay, our country wasn't doing so hot after World War II, so we'll let you have the land you want, and if you just leave us alone. And the anarchist stays like, sure. And then bad news for India as the anarchist state captures the new capital of the Orange country. And now, over time, the Siberian country was heavily weakened after World War II. It's starting to fall over very quickly. And now, India's so frustrated with this, and they're like, okay, just, you can have your independence, just don't try anything funny. I'm just tired of this. And the anarchist state decides to comply. Now let's take a look at this peace treaty. And in this peace treaty, we see the new anarchist state form. And interestingly enough, Turkmenistan, and with approval from India, takes some land in the south. And you're probably wondering, why did Turkmenistan get land if this was just a liberation campaign? Well, India's like, well, we didn't want the southern parts of the country to end up with the anarchist state, so we kind of had to do something. That would be BS if you asked me, but what can you do? So yeah, this new anarchist state formed over here, and I hate these borders, but I'm too lazy to change the provinces over here. So yeah, new anarchist state. Woohoo! Oh my god, I hate the sticky outy bits. You know what, I might actually just change the border over here in the process of it to make this a bit less cooked. Okay, we can all agree that this looks a lot better than before. The borders are still a bit cooked, but it's better than before. Now let's move on. Now, we're going to move to Southeast Asia because of something interesting that's going to happen here. This territory of Taiwan that used to be a part of them a very long time ago, kind of weirdly enough, wants to join up with South China again, since their culture is now kind of erased or overlaid the Taiwanese culture that was once here. And Taiwan is like, no. And to compromise, they are actually going to give their territory to none other than Vietnam. Yep, Vietnam gets it. Weird, I know. Now, why did Vietnam get at this territory? Well, it's because Taiwan didn't want South China to have it, so they're like, go with Vietnam instead. And I don't like this border, so I'm gonna fix it. That's better. Taiwan is just kind of content with just having their islands back. Now, let's move on elsewhere. Now, we're gonna talk about the Colombian Civil War, as Colombia is now in active collapse. I wonder what is at fault for that. Yeah, Colombia is gonna go to active collapse, and this is actually gonna be the first actual proxy war of the series. The Turkish Union is gonna support the original government, while India supports a certain side in the rebellion. And yeah, let's see how this is gonna turn out. And the proxies look like this. An Ecuadorian rebellion supported by India. The original Colombian government, supported by the Turkish Union, and the Central American Rebellion, just doing their own thing. Now let's see how the Civil War is gonna turn out, people. So quickly, with the overwhelming support in the South, now the Ecuadorians managed to consolidate a lot of their rebellion into one force, and they also managed to capture this Colombian major city. But not all is well for Ecuador, as with the Turkish Union support, they managed to push back a lot of the rebellion over here in the northern half of this one. Then the Colombians decide to let this rebellion dry out, as they plan to just let them do their thing and then set up a defensive force in the Darien Gap. So, the rebellion consolidates along what's modern-day Nicaragua, Honduras, Guatemala, and El Salvador, and then they push into Panama, and they're like, wow, this is easy. And then the defense of the Darien Gap, and they're like, oh. Meanwhile, over here, the Ecuadorian rebellion manages to push on over here and connect up with this rebellion, and they push these troops, forcing them to escape into the Acre country. I couldn't think of a better name for this country. This rebellion's territory, and they've completely lost control over this rebellion. Then they managed to slightly push back against the Colombians down over here in this area, in Loreto. And they push on over here and a little bit to the north. Eventually, after a little bit more of Ecuador over here, the front gets into a stalemate, as both sides are sending an insane amount of support over here. And in the end, they just decide to have a white peace, making these, well, I'm gonna make the closest thing I can to these borders. But yeah, the borders are gonna look something like this. But yeah, let's take a look at this treaty treaty. And in this peace treaty, we see Colombia split in two, with an Ecuadorian half in the south and the normal Colombian government in the north. We also see Central America get independence. I wonder where I got that color. And yes, as Colombia managed to keep the Galapagos. And now with the number one power in South America getting heavily nerfed, there's a kind of a power vacuum over here in South America that the Turkish Union and India might want to take advantage of. But with the first proxy war happening, we are gonna see the two sides join their respective alliance. Meanwhile, this guy, instead of joining an alliance, they are actually going to join Mexico's economical alliance, as they think that they would benefit a lot from it. And while we're at it, we're going to add a few countries to Mexico's economical alliance. The Yucatan country would have definitely joined by now. They will probably already do to join. the Jamaican country is gonna join, and Georgia is also gonna join this economical pact. And interestingly enough, we see the country of Suriname join the Triangle Economical Pact, and that's what we see happening over here. Actually, I lied. The New Brunswick country is going to join the Triangle Economical Pact. And that'll be for alliances in North America for now, and just the Americas in general. Because now we are going to update the nuclear numbers. I keep pressing that button on accident, sorry. Yeah, okay? Sorry. So the Turkish Union is going to go from 69 and 2 nukes to 93 and 5 nukes in other territories, which means there are 3 more nukes in other territories. Now let's see where are those 3 new nukes. They are gonna give 1 to southern Azerbaijan, and they are gonna give 2 over to Yemen. Now let's update India's nuclear numbers. They are gonna go from 19 nukes to 54 nukes with 1 in formal territories. Now let's see where this 1 nuke is going. They are gonna give this 1 nuke to Persia because Persia is in better proximity to the Turkish Union than India itself. So they thought that that might be better. Now let's update Norway's nuclear numbers. They aren't gonna be mass producing it, so don't be surprised if this goes up very slowly. They are gonna go from 1 nuke to 3 nuclear bombs. Yeah, Norway isn't gonna be producing anytime soon. And by the way, just for fun, unsies, I'm gonna make, yeah, Wales has produced their first nuke. And it's gonna be like Norway, where they aren't mass producing it, where they aren't mass producing it yet, so they just have it for the sake of like deterrence. And I'm gonna say the only country left that can get nuclear bombs, like making them themselves is Ireland. So I just wanted to point that out real quick. And that'll be it for the nuclear number, so let's turn that off now. And by the way, hey, the Turkish Union and India are gonna come together and form a UN League of Nations type thing, as after the whole mess that happened over here with this anarchist state, they feel like there should be more order in this world to deal with problems like these. So they thought, what better way to do this than with a global organization? This is going to be called the GC, the Global Council, and we're going to see which countries decide to join this thing. And the founding members and the Security Council are going to be these guys. The Turkish Union, and the Indians, Norway, Wales, and Ireland. And now there's like 3 tiers. It's kind of like the UN thing that Alton is going on with this week, so but a bit different. And there's like 3 stages, like it's like status points. Like you get more leverage the higher your status is. Like if there's a bad conflict going on around, then everyone gets together to try and fix it. It's not like Alton's UN where the regional member has to come fix it. So let's see which countries join off the bat. First, let's start off with the second status, like the second class countries. And in the end, these are the countries that join. Over here, North America, Ontario, Saskatchewan, Montreal, and New Brunswick and Michigan join, followed by Georgia, California, and Central America. Then Suriname, Ecuador, Brazil, Rio de Janeiro, whatever this thing is, and the Chilean country all join. Then South Africa, Zimbabwe, Mozambique, North Madagascar, or South Madagascar, Zambia, Tanganyika, the DRC, Gabon, Nigeria, Niger, Ethiopia, Central African Republic, Chad, Sierra Leone, Liberia, and Tunisia all join. Then Galicia, the NFU, the SFU, the Dutch, Italy, Slovenia, Crimea, Russia, and then it's Finland, Estonia, Volga, and South Azerbaijan join, followed by Yemen, and wrong button, Persia, Turkmenistan, the Communist Union, Kyrgyzstan, Mongolia, Siberia, Korea, China, Vietnam, Taiwan, Japan, Brunei, Papua New Guinea, Queensland, and Victoria, Perth, and New Zealand. Those are all the countries that join. Oh yeah, and Somalia. Those are all the countries that join on the earlier days. And so far, this organization is a success, and I'll talk more about that in the next episode. That's right. I'm ending it off here. I hope you guys like this episode. Please leave a like and subscribe. Smash the notification button. Smash the like button. Smash the subscribe button. And I'll see you on the flip side. Bye bye.